We are Black Hawks. We are Sun Force.
It is the final regular season game of the 2015 season between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Boston Red Sox, currently tied at 9 games apiece. In the last 8 years, the Rays try to win 7 of the 8 season series against the Red Sox. Need a victory tonight to accomplish that. Just like the 2 previous starters in this series for the Tampa Bay Rays, Matt Moore 2 nights ago, Drew Smyly last night. Tonight, Erasmo Ramirez will make his final road start of the 2015 campaign, and Erasmo's coming off a couple of really good starts at home. 2 starts ago against the New York Yankees, he took a no-hitter into the 8th inning. In the process, he ended up with a 1-hitter, and then he followed that up with another strong outing against the Baltimore Orioles. That pitch right there, the slider early in the count, has been effective for him. He's always got the fastball and changeup in his arsenal, but lately he's been really using that slider effectively early in the count to get ahead. Erasmo, his last 2 starts, a 1.23 ERA. You can see he'll be on the mound tonight making this 26th start against the lefty for Boston, Wade Miley, 3rd lefty the Rays will face in this series. Miley, a quick worker, 11-10, and a 4.34 ERA. When we come back, we'll talk about Evan Longoria and look at his overall season and talk about how he always finishes strong in the month of September. That's right around the corner as we get you ready for baseball from Fenway Park on a Thursday night. Thursday night baseball between the Rays and the Red Sox. Final game of this 4-game series from Fenway Park. Rays trying to take 3 out of 4 against the Boston Red Sox. When you look at the totality of Evan Longoria's career, Rookie of the Year his first year, 3 straight All-Stars. Lately, though, it hasn't been Evan-like numbers at the end of last season, and right now sitting on 19 home runs and 70 runs batted in. It's been a bit of a frustrating year for Evan, and the Rays offense in general currently last in the American League in runs scored. We asked Evan about being the face of the franchise and carrying that burden of sometimes trying to do too much within the course of the lineup.
It is kind of my job to be the leader and try and make it go, but I think at times that also is kind of a hindrance to me. You know, it probably lends to some of the struggles lasting a little bit longer than they should. So I've really tried at the end of the year to kind of eliminate moments like that and try and just come out and really, you know, worry about being as supportive as I can to the rest of the guys, no matter how my game is going.
And his game's going well in September. As usual, his best month of his career has always been the final month of the baseball season. We are ready for action at Fenway Park. Erasmo Ramirez on the mound for the Rays coming up next.
Hitting .383 and showing some impressive power since being recalled. Tonight, it's the series finale for Boston as right-hander Erasmo Ramirez goes to the mound against Big Papi and the Red Sox. It is another beautiful evening in Boston. The temperature will be in the 60s. Clear skies for the 4th and final game of this series. And for these two teams, the final game in the season series that is even at 9-9. Starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. For the Rays, Brandon Geyer leads it off in left. He'll be followed by Mikey Monta, who will be the DH tonight. Evan Longoria hits third, followed by Logan Forsythe. Has Drupal Cabrera at shortstop. The number 6 hitter is Steven Souza Jr. in right field. Kevin Kiermaier hits 7th. Richie Schaefer at first hits 8th. Luke Maile will do the catching. He will bat 9th.
Well, and the Rays will get their 5th shot here at Wade Miley in 2015. The previous 4 starts, he's thrown the ball well, doesn't have a whole lot to show for it. He's 1-1 with a 2.45 ERA against the Rays in those 4 starts. However, the Rays have won 3 of the 4.
So the 28-year-old left-hander set to go to work against the Rays tonight. Rays 27-20 when they're facing a left-handed starter, as they are tonight. First pitch of this game presented by Pinch a Penny, and that's a fastball in there for a strike. A fastball 88, 89, 90. A little wide this time, and it's 1-1. Rays last faced the left-hander Miley on the 11th of this month in what turned out to be an 8-4 Rays victory. He did not figure in the decision. 1-2 the count to Geyer. Geyer led off in that game and started it with a double. The Rays jumped on Miley for 3 runs in the first inning, and that's all he gave up for 7 innings until the Rays scored 5 in the 8th against the Boston bullpen. Now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mikey Matuk on deck. Ground ball to third. Rock Holt up with this one and throws a strike across the diamond to Shaw, and that is the first out.
Well, let's take a look at that Boston Red Sox defense, see how it's going to line up tonight. Brought to you by BMW. In the outfield left to right, we have Rusney, Castillo, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Mookie Betts. And across that infield, third to first, Brock Holt, Xander Bogaerts, Dustin Pedroia, and Travis Shaw, with Ryan Hannigan behind the plate.
Mikey Matuk was in the lineup as well the last time the Rays faced Miley, and he drove in the first run. Got a base hit, later hit by a pitch. 298 to start this game. 1, the GMC big matchup. The month of September has been very good for Mikey Matuk. 19 games, hitting .383.
He has certainly made an impression, and seen a lot of left-handed starters helped out. He was productive in those games. He's got some starts against righties and done a nice job. So, Mikey Matuk, one of those guys looking to impress down the stretch and then figure into next year's plans.
A 2-2 count. So another full count. Miley went 3-2 to Geyer, now 3-2 to Matuk. Ground ball to short. Bogaerts to his right, but up with it. And another ground ball. 2 up and 2 down.
And if Wade Miley is on top of his game, you're going to say that all night long. I mean, this is a guy that's a ground ball pitcher. You can see the way that he's worked Matuk and Brandon Geyer. The majority of the misses have been below the zone. I mean, he wants to work around the knees all night long and keep his infielders busy.
Yeah, and he's been around a 50% ground ball rate for most of the year. That's what he does. There's the ratio.
And he'll absolutely take that ratio.
Good cut there by Longoria. Foul ball on a fastball.
And it's not like he's a big sinker guy. You think about a lot of ground ball pitchers, they have really good sinkers. He's got a nice sinker. He just works down in the zone. It's hard to elevate his pitches because he doesn't leave too many of them up. Everything right there. I mean, all those misses have been right there. He's working that bottom part of that zone, getting you to try to expand a little bit down. And that's where he's got you. Well,
1-2. Let's see how that works to the advantage of either or both of these pitchers tonight, with John Hirschbeck behind the plate. He is the crew chief. And a strike call. Longoria caught looking on the fastball. 3 up, 3 down. We'll go into the bottom of the first inning. Rays nothing. Boston coming into bat. By your Southern Ford dealers. Mookie Betts will lead off in right, followed by Dustin Pedroia and the red-hot Xander Bogaerts at shortstop. David Ortiz, the DH. Travis Shaw's again at first. Rusney Castillo in left. Brock Holt at third. Ryan Hannigan hits eighth and does the catching. Batting in front of the center fielder, Jackie Bradley Jr.
Well, right now, Erasmo Ramirez making his way through the American League East. His last 2 starts have come against the New York Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles, and he has thrown the ball very well in each of those starts. No earned runs in 7 2/3 against the Yankees, just 2 earned in 7 innings against the Orioles.
His first pitch, and Betts takes it for a ball. Betts hitting .293. Line drive, and it's into center field over Forsythe's head, picked up by Kiermaier.
Let's set the Rays defense for you, brought to you by BMW. In the outfield left to right, we've got Geyer, Kiermaier, and Souza Jr. And then across the infield third to first, Longoria, Cabrera, Forsythe, and Schaefer with Luke Maile behind the plate.
2 pitches in, and Ramirez will work with a base runner at first. And Dustin Pedroia in the batter's box. That's a first pitch strike on a fastball. Ramirez coming off his outing against the Orioles. 7 innings, 2 runs, did give up 9 hits in that game, but didn't walk anybody and struck out 4. And he is ahead of Pedroia 0-2.
Mookie Betts out there getting the landscaping, getting some landscaping done out in front. You can see right here where he was digging around, smoothing everything out, maybe for a potential steal.
Little tapper by the mound. Cabrera, quick throw to first. They'll get Pedroia, and Betts moves up to second. Ball softly hit.
Well, and as Drupal Cabrera, that internal clock's going on in his head, and he realized Dustin Pedroia, not a burner, so he could afford to go to the glove and be quick from the glove to the hand rather than barehand that ground ball. You see, this ball was not hit. Maybe with a different guy, you've got a bare hand, but he realizes I can go quick glove throw and still get him by half a step. That's that feel for the game that we talk about. That it's intangible. You just have a sense on how long it's going to take you to make a play and who's running.
Xander Bogaerts. He's out in front, strike one. Our Toyota trend, and for Bogaerts, that trend is a 12-game hitting streak for which he has hit .396. He's hitting .352 with men in scoring position. He has Betts at second base right now. 1-1 the count.
Well, there's the numbers that you talk about. .352, extremely clutch, and really for the Red Sox in this recent hot streak, it has been the two that are in play right now, Betts and Bogaerts.
They have been very hot, and they've stayed that way over an extended period of time. You look at Betts, he's now been on base safely in 27 consecutive games. Wasted a little time in extending that run he's got going.
There is so many ways that he can beat you that really ends up being not that surprising. Infield hits, he's a good hitter, he can hit for power.
Bogaerts down after that one, fouling it away. Well, we have seen, especially in this series, Bogaerts handle the pitch down, because he's handled about every pitch as hot as he's been.
Now, the one thing that we've seen are the good sliders that have depth, and you know, Erasmo Ramirez's slider, more of a sweeping type slider, so you're going to really have to get something behind it. Now, how about the changeup?
Well, we'll try that. Yeah. He's out on strikes.
You know, that's the thing. It's been the off speed with depth that has given Bogaerts trouble. If you're able to get ahead of him, and right there, the changeup with some depth, and he gets the swing and a miss. Work down in the zone with the hard stuff, and then take a few miles per hour off, and you can see Bogaerts way out in front.
So a big pitch with a man in scoring position to get a very hot hitter. And now it's David Ortiz. Ortiz sitting on 99 runs batted in. Ramirez trying to keep it that way. First pitch is a strike. Ortiz 6th in the league in runs batted in. 8th in home runs and 8th in slugging percentage. One and one. Veteran crew chief John Hirschbeck, not necessarily prone to giving the strike up, but if you show him that you'll be consistent, he'll give you the corners and maybe then some.
And that really has been the way that his strike zone has been his entire career.
There's a shot to left field, high and over the Green Monster, out of here. An opposite field home run. Ortiz makes it 2-0 with his 36th home run. And when he scores, he will have 101 runs batted in this year. The 9th time in his career since joining the Red Sox that he has accumulated at least 100 runs batted in, and is in very select company. Ted Williams did that 9 times with Boston, and so has Ortiz.
And you move from Jim Rice to Ted Williams in this organization. Enough said.
Now Travis Shaw takes a big cut and misses. Here's the pitch and the home run.
Well, it's just above the knees away, but David Ortiz not fooled at all and strong enough to drive it that way.
2, big cut and a miss.
Boy, everything on time and in sync. And you could hear that contact, so how loud it was.
th home run given up by Ramirez. And again, number 36 for Ortiz this year. Foul tip strikeout of Shaw. First inning is over. Red Sox get 2 on the home run by David Ortiz. 2-0 Boston. Rays will have Logan Forsythe leading off the second. Forsythe, Cabrera, and then Souza Jr. Forsythe shoots that one past Holt into left field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Castillo plays the carom and a throw to second. Not in time on a double for Logan Forsythe. So Logan, a 2-base hit. That's his 33rd of the year.
And that was the spot to get it if you want a double, because Rusney Castillo, that ball number 1 was left up. Wade Miley does not like to be up there, but Rusney Castillo way off the line. So he's got a long way to run for it. Can't get it before it gets to the monster. And that's not going to keep Logan at first.
So the Rays get their first scoring opportunity. They've hit .310 in this series with men in scoring position. Fly ball, right center field. Betts in line to make the catch. Tag at second. Forsythe will head to third and make it standing up.
Well, aggressive, productive out by Asdrubal Cabrera. You get Logan over to third now with less than 2. Drive that ball deep enough, and now you've got a chance to cut into that lead.
Steven Souza Jr. is coming off a 4-hit night, capped by a 9th inning home run. His 16th of the year and the first since July the 4th. Ground ball, glove there by Miley, and he will keep the runner Forsythe at third. Just looked him back.
Here's the thing, the ground ball back to the pitcher, a lot of times you're going to run at the base runner. This ground ball chopper takes Wade Miley right to Logan Forsythe. And you can see right there, coming off of the bag was Brock Holt. If he's there, they probably are able to get Logan at third. But at the minimum, he's able to look him back. Look at Brock Holt going for that. So no one there to get Logan, show him the baseball, force him back, and take the out at first. Well done by Wade Miley.
2 gone now with Forsythe still at third. And it's Kevin Kiermaier, who's 3 out of 6 so far against the left-hander Miley. 1 ball, no strikes. Rolled foul. It's 1-1. Well, the Rays with an opportunity now with 2 down. Two balls and a strike.
Wade Miley trying to crowd Kevin Kiermaier, keeping these fastballs close to him. You start to pitch Kevin away and stay away. He can either roll that over, try to beat it out, or shoot it to left field.
Now it's 3-1. And ball 4, Kiermaier will head to first, drawing the walk. First and third for Richie Schaefer.
And I really don't think that Wade Miley, after falling behind Kiermaier, really cared about that walk. He stayed right to the edges, wasn't going to give him anything to hit. And now you go after a guy who has struggled against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. That's what 3 for 6 will do for you.
Yeah.
And then add the fact that Schaefer has struggled against lefties. The pitch is down to him. Here is the breakout. He does have a home run against lefties, but hitting just 128. That's 5 out of 39 against left-handed pitching and 368 against right-handers. Well, those are upside down on their face. 2-0 the count.
It has everything to do with the left-hander working Richie Schaefer down and away, and that ball moving away. The fact that Richie has that tendency to really open up that front side down the third base line, and sometimes he gives the outer half of the plate away. And so where a right-hander really has to work hard to get down and away from him, more mistakes out over the plate, he makes you pay. The lefties, they stay arm side with a little arm side run, and it's been difficult for him to pull that ball and get base hits.
Ground ball to short. Bogarts with the flip to Pedroia. Rays lead 2, do not score, and trail 2-0. By Toyota, let's go places. By Outback Steakhouse, curbside takeaway. By Hattrick's Catering, Hattrick's is there for your next event, so call today. And by Morgan Auto Group. Make it Morgan, we make it happen. Erasmo Ramirez touched for a home run in the first inning. Rays down 2-0, and Rusney Castillo opens the bottom of the second. And strike one on a fastball.
Well, you'll take strike one on that. That ball left arm side up and in, and Rusney Castillo, it looked like he was going to swing regardless of where that pitch was thrown.
Now it's 0-2.
So you get a hitter that's this aggressive at pitches out of the strike zone. That tells you right there, there's no need to be out over the plate against this guy. At least not yet.
And 3 pitches. He's out of there. And Ramirez didn't have to throw him a strike.
No. I mean, that was a complete give up the at bat by Castillo. It started from pitch 1, and then Castillo sees 2 sliders, and Erasmo sweeps that one. Look at those pitches. Not one of them in the strike zone are really even that close, and he picks up a strikeout. You take that all day.
Now Brock Holt. Ground ball to the right side for Forsythe. So 2 quick outs in the inning. 4 pitches, 2 gone. The former Ray and the present Red Sox catcher, Ryan Hannigan, is on his way to the plate. .250 average for Hannigan. Pitch fastball, and that's a strike. Rays starting the night 74 and 78. The Red Sox are 72 and 79. The Rays a game and a half up on 5th place Boston. Fouled back. At the start of the day, the Rays were a game and a half back of Baltimore. The Orioles have won, and with that have gotten to the 500 mark, and they're now 2 full games ahead of the Rays. Baltimore 3rd, Toronto 3.5 in front of the New York Yankees. Rays will be headed to Toronto. Ball, 2 strikes. In fact, the Rays are going to see a lot of the Toronto Blue Jays. Up there for 3, and they'll see them 6 times in their final 9 games.
And you wonder during the course of those 6 games, does Troy Tulowitzki make a reappearance? Out with that crack in his shoulder blade after running into Kevin Pillar in a game a couple of weeks ago. Said to be making steady progress, but no timetable yet on the return.
Yeah, they'd like to be optimistic up there. Tulowitzki thinking he'd be back. I guess time will tell. We'll get up there, spend the weekend there. It'll be interesting to see that situation from all kinds of perspectives.
Well, you know the crowds are going to be big and they're going to be boisterous. No doubt about that, and I think you've already gotten some word just how boisterous they may be.
Yeah, they have returned to the early '90 form. There are a lot of them, and they are loud now. With the Blue Jays doing what they're doing, holding that 3.5 game lead over New York. Blue Jays coming off a 4-0 win over the Yankees. Still 2-2 on Hannigan. Texas will keep the pressure on Houston. They started the day 3 up, and the Rangers beat Oakland today out in Oakland. Swing and a miss. Hannigan is out of there. 1-2-3. Go the Red Sox. On to the third. 2-0. Third, time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag #SSDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Luke Maile will open the third for the Rays, hitting ninth and doing the catching. There's a ball from Wade Miley. Luke's hit, a 2-base hit. Now a strike, 1-1. Geyer and Matuk will follow in the third against Miley. Foul back, 1-2. Balls, 2 strikes. Rays got a leadoff double in the second from Forsythe. He went to third with 2 outs. Kiermaier walked, and the Rays left those men aboard. Strike 3 call on a fastball. Maile caught looking.
A carbon copy of the pitch that got Evan Longoria. You know, so many times these hitters against left-handed pitchers that are not overpowering, with 2 strikes, you look middle away. You're looking for something out over the plate, and so the element of surprise on the well-located fastball in is always there, and we've seen it now twice.
And that was a pitch, again, a little bit off the corner, but Hirschbeck will be absolutely consistent with that call. The interesting thing about him, he really has, throughout his career, had the old National League style strike zone. Not much up, a lot of stuff down, and he will widen the zone. And interesting, when the National League had their umpires and the American League had their umpires tend to give that high strike more. National League down, and they might widen the zone, and that's the way Hirschbeck interprets the zone. This one hops in from Holt to Shaw, and Geyer is out number 2. The interesting thing about Hirschbeck is he came up when they still had American League and National League umpires, made his debut in '83, and really has been an American League umpire until they consolidated the 2. But that's just the way he calls it. And that's what, as we've discussed before, pitchers and hitters want is consistency, and he's one of the more consistent at working the plate. There's a strike to Montour. One ball, one strike. Strikeout and a ground out so far. And a pop up here. Pedroia calling for it. So 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the third. 2-0 Boston. Geico on this day in 2000. Devil Rays right-hander Travis Harper picks up his first Major League win, tossing a 2-hit shutout against the Toronto Blue Jays. Travis Harper, pride of Pendleton County, West Virginia. Rays tonight have Erasmo Ramirez on the hill. Pitch to Bradley Jr. Jackie Bradley Jr. is a strike. Oh, 2. Bradley hitting .257. Well, Ramirez, the first time through, has 8 of 9 first pitch strikes.
That is the way. That's the way to pitch. Jump right out in front and dictate.
Ramirez on his way to cover first and takes the toss from Schaefer.
How about this? Okay, Jackie Bradley Jr. hitting .257. I wonder what that average would be if you take out what he's done, or should I say not done, against the Rays this year.
Yeah, we talked about that last night where he was hitting .311 or something in that neighborhood against the rest of the league, and had 2 hits all year long against the Rays. It's astounding what the Rays have done with him. He is now 2 for 40 against the Rays and hitting .311 against everybody else.
Wow. Because you hear all of this talk about Jackie Bradley Jr. turning the corner, you know, on this tear at the plate, and on and on and on it goes, and yet what we've seen is you're like, no, 2 for 40.
It's the same.
Yeah, I don't notice any difference.
Fly ball right center. Kiermaier preparing to make the catch. So Betts is out of there. Well, Ramirez now 9 of 10 first pitch strikes. And when you talk about a turnaround, Lowe's never stop improving. And Erasmo Ramirez is the poster guy for the never stop improving turnaround.
Hey, listen, his first couple of outings, that ERA was up near 30. I mean, he had a long way to go to bring it down. He came back into the rotation on May the 14th. That's when he became a permanent member. But those numbers after the 30th, just outstanding. And he's just continued to grow, gain confidence as the season has gone on. And, he's become a mainstay. Who would have thought that at the time of the trade? By the time May rolled around, and here he's one of the guys now that you lean on, and you figure every time that he takes the mound, he's going to give you a good chance to win.
The strike, it's 2-1. We've seen him quietly gain confidence after a tough year last year and a rough start with the Rays. And what he has done with this turnaround has been remarkable. The 10-game winner, he's 10-6.
It goes back to what you just said a minute ago about the first 9 hitters, 8 first pitch strikes. It's about pounding the zone, trusting yourself, trusting your stuff, trusting the game plan, and pounding the zone. And that's what he's done. He's become way more efficient than at any other point in his career, and the results have followed.
Well, when you look at something as basic as pitches per inning, and you can see 5 and 3 2 years ago, then 1 and 6 last year, 10 and 6 this year. Something as basic as pitches per inning.
Yeah,
he was over 17 pitches per inning with Seattle last year, under 15 with the Rays this year. And he gets Pedroia on the ground ball. 1-2-3, go the Red Sox. We go to the 4th, 2-0 Boston.
Back home on Tuesday, Matt Moore will get the first start of that homestand. Then coming up on Saturday, guys, it will be this special giveaway, one of the finest we've seen ever for the Rays. It's the Rays Oktoberfest Freezer Mug, brought to you by GTE Financial. If you want to go to the game, call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com. Here's the deal, guys. As you probably already know how this works, put this in the freezer for 2 to 4 hours, and your favorite beverage stays cold for a nice long time. That'll be Saturday. Steve Aoki concert afterwards, possibly Chris Archer's final start of the season. All that on the final Saturday of the season. Back to you.
All right, thank you. Todd Callis performing brilliantly there.
He was down at the circus.
He was.
Because he had that clown behind him.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Longoria fouls it. It's 1-2. Todd steady as ever. Longoria, Forsythe, and Cabrera. And around the back foot, the count goes to 2-2. Rays facing Wade Miley. There's a long one back into deep left center field. That ball is high off the wall. Longoria on his way to second with a stand-up double. And again, a little bit to the right, that's a home run. But to the left of the yellow marker out there, the vertical yellow line, and it's a double off the monster.
Well, there's another pitch left elevated by Wade Miley. When he lives up there, that's where he can be hurt. Look at Jackie Bradley Jr. He just gives up on it and is hoping that he can make a play, and that ball does not get to the right side of that line and end up being a home run. Interesting look out there. The Rays have danced with that line a couple of times.
Here's Forsythe taking a strike. Well, Logan opened the second inning with a double. Now Longoria has opened the fourth with a double. Evan with a 14-game hitting streak here at Fenway. And now is 9 of his last 21 overall. 1-1. Shot to center field. Bradley Jr. there to make the catch. And Longoria is going to stay at second. Well, the one thing they really like here in Boston about Jackie Bradley Jr. is his ability to cover center field.
And you've got to be able to do that. You know, left center, not that big, but over into right center where it goes back, you know, where it gets deep right back here at 420. There's some room to cover out there, and right center, your right field line, we know that's short, but boy, does it get deep quick that way. And so you've got to be able to run, cover ground, throw well.
Now they have two guys out there, and Bradley and Betts. Pretty good combination, whichever way they decide who's going to play center and who's going to play right. Betts has played some center, and Bradley's been in right. Recently, we've seen Bradley in center and Betts in right field. They'll cover the ground. As Drupal Cabrera takes a fastball, he's down in the count, 0-2.
Such a premium nowadays on athletes. Guys that can run, they're versatile. They can cover ground, especially when you're talking about outfielders, really even infielders with all the defensive metrics.
It's down, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The defensive end of this game has always been a challenge in the attempt to quantify it. And for a long time, it was really, you did it by eye. You'd see a number of games and a number of situations, and you'd see guys make plays, and you'd figure they're an outstanding defensive player. You can still evaluate that way, but more and more as they gather information, they're trying and trying to quantify defense, which has been a real challenge, and you're starting to get a better idea now, I think, all around baseball because of that. Still not perfect, but you get a general sense, and then you see if it passes the eye test as well.
That's the thing, because the formula's a lot of cloak and dagger. You could tell me that Kevin Kiermaier has 39 defensive runs saved. Now, my eye test and your eye test over the course of a season will say, yeah, he's really good, and that's really good, relative to his peers. But where do you come up with 39? What's the formula?
Yep.
Because you shade on some plays, and I mean, what is the formula? No one knows. They just tell you, and you go, yeah, that's really good.
Ground ball to third. Holt has this one, and the Rays now have Longoria still at second, but with 2 outs. Through the first 3 games, they'd hit over 300 with men in scoring position. Here they've started this game with a little difficulty there after Forsythe's second inning double and the 4th inning double here by Longoria. And here's Steven Souza Jr. He was out pitcher first in the 2nd inning. Takes a fastball. That's a strike. One strike. And a ground ball back to the hill. Over to first, and the Rays again strand a runner at second after a leadoff double. 2-0 Boston. Don't go through life, grow through life. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Checkers, epic meals, epic deals. In the hub city, Boston, Massachusetts, we go to the bottom of the 4th. On the hill for the Rays, Erasmo Ramirez. 40 pitches, 31 for strikes. Xander Bogaerts leads it off against him. Middle of the order, Ortiz to follow, and then Shaw. That's a strike. That gives him 10 of 12 now. First pitch strikes. Cued off the end of the bat, foul, 0-2. So about the same spot. Foul ball. We mentioned earlier the Yankees 3.5 back of Toronto. New York home against the White Sox tonight. They're scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd. Backhanded Ramirez, and he one-hops the throw in. Nice play by the Rays pitcher right there to retire Bogaerts.
And I think it was a nice play, but I think he rushed it. I mean, I don't think that he realized that he had more time than this, because he gets it, throws it like he's got no chance. He could have actually set his feet and thrown a strike. This is a dangerous play. It works out for the Rays. And he gave Richie Schaefer, who's not down there at first a ton, but he gave him some help here by bouncing that ball early.
Yeah, he gave him a nice hop right there.
He did. And that was by design. I mean, that was just one of those turn and get rid of it. Either way, you retire a tough hitter.
David Ortiz, and he's after the first pitch. A base hit into right. Rays had to shift on there for him, and he is 2 for 2.
Logan Forsythe deep out there into right center field, or shallow right field, I should say. This ball, he tries to pull it, and you see Logan out here going to go after it, give himself a chance because he's got increased range being that deep, but not quite enough.
Ortiz was 0 for 6 in his career against Ramirez, but 2 for 2 tonight, including the 2-run first inning home run. Now it's Travis Shaw. He takes a strike. This one is down. Ramirez getting that first pitch strike on Shaw was running an 80% strike to ball ratio. 80% of his pitches had been for strikes. And a shot down the left side, twisting and slicing foul, out of play.
And he's down right now 2-0, but the only way that you can keep a ratio like that up is if the vast majority are quality strikes, and they really have been. I mean, he has worked the fringes. He's expanded the zone well. He's got an umpire back there in Hirschbeck that will allow you to do that, but he's had hitters more than willing to leave the zone themselves.
Ground ball first. Schaefer's going to get the out at first. Tag play on, and Ortiz tagged out at second. So the Rays get the double play. Longoria over there to take the peg. So no runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We go to the 5th. fun day. The Rays host the Blue Jays for the last game of the regular season Sunday, October 4th, when kids 14 and under can celebrate an early Halloween with a Raymond Halloween mask giveaway while supplies last. There's a first pitch, and it's hit like a bullet to Pedroia, who grabs it. Kevin Kiermaier is out number 1 here in the 5th. One away. Richie Schaefer. Schaefer grounded into a fielder's choice his first time. It's a strike at the knees. Takes another one. A 1-2 count. Leaving it. Rays have 2 hits, a couple of leadoff doubles in the 2nd and 4th innings, and nothing came of either one. Foul ball outside of 3rd.
Well, the way that this at bat has been going, the way that Wade Miley has been working Richie Schaefer, all of a sudden you think about that fastball in once again. And let's see if that's what they go with. That's what Ryan Hannigan wanted. Not going to do it.
The count is full. Two, and Schaefer is out on strikes. 2 up, 2 down in the 5th. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Jake Odorizzi on the hill for the Rays. We'll hear from him, and Orestes will break down Josh Donaldson. Mainly hits it on the ground to Bogarts. Throw to first, and a quick inning. 1, 2, 3, go the Rays. We're through 4.5. 2-0 Boston. Well, you can end the regular season with a bang when the Rays take on the Blue Jays Saturday, October 3rd. After the game, stick around for the post-game rave when Steve Aoki comes to the Trop performing hits like Boneless. For tickets, call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Rays up. First pitch to Castillo, Rusney Castillo, and he takes that one outside. Only the third time Ramirez has failed to register a first pitch strike tonight. There's a strike taken. Actually, the first at bat, he didn't have to throw Castillo a strike at all and got him on 3 pitches.
So then you would have to say the first pitch ball was a great idea from Ramirez. If the guy's shown you that you don't have to throw a strike, then why do it?
Yeah, based on history, that's what you got to do.
Yeah. So maybe we count that as a strike as far as good
decision.
command goes. Yeah.
Comes back with a strike, and it's taken 2-2.
Now Castillo goes from I'm going to swing at anything. If you kick up the rosin bag, I'll swing at it. To now he's just not going to swing at all.
It's foul up the right side.
All right, here you go. This is done. Sweep the slider next. I mean, sweep the slider next. Here it comes. Mark it down.
He gets a little bit of the changeup.
Yeah, no, not the changeup. The slider. The fastball up. He finally swung the bat. You speed him up, then you sweep that slider, and I guarantee you, he's going to chase that pitch off the plate. It'll be a little bit tougher now if he goes with that pitch because it's coming off of an off-speed pitch already. But he's asking for it, still not getting it.
And a ground ball to the right side. Forsythe makes the pickup on that.
Oh, now it's an out, but if he wanted a strikeout, sweep the slider. He would have got him, I'm telling you. But once he got to 2 strikes, he was going to swing at anything. Hey, right now it's about getting outs and putting up zeros and hoping your offense can get some life.
Brock Holt. Holt grounded out in the second inning. A ball handled by Forsythe. And he takes a strike. Curveball in there to Holt that time. And a ground ball handled by Forsythe, and they throw him out. 2 gone.
Well, this is the big difference in Erasmo Ramirez. He's just a guy that would rather not mess around with you. You talked about the first pitch strikes already. He wants to get ahead, and he wants to put you away in that 3 pitches or fewer context. I mean, just get ahead, get an out, and move on to the next guy. That's why the pitches per inning have plummeted. Everything, all of his numbers outside of strikeouts, they've gone down slightly, but for the most part, everything else has plummeted because of the efficiency.
Hannigan takes it inside. 2 outs with the bases empty. We're in the bottom of the 5th. That takes the count to 1-1. Of the dugout, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Four strikeouts tonight for Ramirez. That came the first time through the lineup. Facing the number 8 hitter for the second time now here in the 5th inning. And that's a cut and a miss. The fastball, and Hannigan out on strikes. 1, 2, 3 go the Boston Red Sox. The only scoring came in the first when David Ortiz belted a 2-run home run. Hit the changeup out to left, scoring Mookie Betts in front of him. And it's been a pitching duel since between Wade Miley and Erasmo Ramirez.
And the Rays have had a couple of opportunities off Wade Miley. Runners in scoring position with one out, with nobody out, and just not able to get them in. And so he's been able to have that 2-run lead hold up so far.
In the sixth, the Rays start their third time through against Miley. Brandon Guyer twice has gone out third to first with a ground ball. And there's a pickup in the on-deck circle by Mikey Matuk. That foul ball. He's doing it all. Making great plays in the on-deck circle. One and one. Ground ball to short. Bogarts off balance and gets it there in plenty of time. That's how the sixth inning begins.
Well, and Wade Miley, and if you watch this game in its entirety, he has been pounding the zone at the knees. When he's done that, he's gotten quick, efficient outs. The few times he's left the ball up, the Rays have put good swings on him and done some damage, although not able to get anybody in. So that's what you got to look for here going forward. He's not the type to elevate on purpose. He stays down with everything, ideally.
Mikey Matuk takes a strike. It's a breaking ball in. Another one is tapped foul. Ground out and a pop out so far for Mikey Matuk tonight. Into the dirt. 3 straight curveballs. Evan Longoria on deck. Ground ball left side. Glove by Holt. He turns and throws. Matuk is out. Off speed. 2 up, 2 down in the game tonight and all season Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports.
How about this? Between Wade Miley, Brock Holt, and Xander Bogaerts, 10 ground ball outs to those three.
Evan Longoria launches this one deep to center field. That ball is out of here. Longoria unloads to center field, hits his 20th home run of the year. He jumped on the first pitch and gave that baby quite a ride.
The one guy that you want to be careful with is the one guy that Wade Miley has left 2 pitches up in the zone 2. One went for a double. This one at the thighs. Evans like, I'll just take this one a little bit further than the last one. And here it goes. See you later.
So the Rays are on the board. It's now a 2-1 ball game. First pitch to Forsythe is a strike for Evan, his 20th home run. Only 6 other American League third basemen have had at least a 20 home run season to start their careers the way he has. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-2. He's one of just 4 third basemen in Major League history to hit at least 20 home runs in 7 of his first 8 seasons. That's pretty strong right there. His 7th 20 home run season, and only 6 other American League third basemen have accomplished that feat. Now 2-2 the count to Forsythe. Close, and that's ball 3. Smiley went 3-2 to Schaefer. Struck him out on a curveball in the 5th. 3-2 to Forsythe now. And he bounces it foul. So that earns him another 3-2 pitch, fouling the fastball away. Longoria, by the way, it's now 10 of his last 22, so he's hot again. That one's fair, past the diving third baseman Holt. Rebounding out into shallow left. Well, in almost every other ballpark, that's a double, but it hits that low wall as the stands jut out. And Forsythe settles for a base hit, his 2nd hit tonight. He's 2 for 3.
Full count. Logan Forsythe, watch him just get out, get around this baseball, and he smokes it pretty good. Gets it by the dive of Holt, but there's that low wall coming into play, and gift wrap that to Castillo, and you keep Logan over there at first base. I mean, see how close that gets to the foul line there down the left field line. Same with the right field line. And yes, be careful with Wade Miley on the mound. 5 pickoffs this season. Only 4 stolen base attempts, only 1 successful to go along with 5 pickoffs.
Now the pitch to Cabrera. That's a strike.
And by the way, would you or would you not consider that a very conservative lead there by Logan Forsythe?
Yeah. Well, after that first move, you get a load of that move, you're going, I'm going to take it easy over here.
Yeah, I mean, he had kept it very close, hands on the knees, That's the sign of surrender from a base runner. I'm not going anywhere. Usually you get those hands down between the legs, kind of you're ready to go, and that hip is opened up. Logan's saying, look, hands on knees, that's a concession.
Rays have scored with 2 outs in the inning. It's 1-2 on the foul ball bounding into the stands. Cabrera homered in last night's game to get to 100 in his career. Rays had 2 hits through the first 5 innings. They have 2 here in the 6th. Home run and a single. And a foul ball, just a piece of that to stay alive. The home run in the 9th inning last night by Cabrera down the right field line and hitting the top of the foul pole.
The lean is what did it. It's the English after the contact.
Just a bit of that one hanging in there against the left-hander Wade Miley in a 2-1 ball game now. Miley pushed a little over 20 pitches in the 6th. There's a shot, well hit back into deep left center. That's going to be off the wall. Forsythe digging hard. He's headed to the plate and will score standing up on the double by Cabrera. This game is tied.
How about all this coming with 2 outs? And if you go back and look at this pitch, Wade Miley is going for that fastball in to get Cabrera looking, and look where it ends up. It stays out over, and Cabrera had already seen a number of fastballs out there. He finally is able to get one clean and flush, and with 2 outs, Logan Forsythe is motoring. I mean, comes flying around third, no hesitation, and he'll score easily.
28th double of the year for Cabrera, driving in his 51st run and the tying run tonight. The Rays are all even, and Carl Willis is out there leading that conference on the mound.
Yeah, well, he's got to pick up the spirits of his starting pitcher here, Wade Miley, because I'm telling you right now, you get into the 6th inning, you get the first 2 outs on ground balls, you're just cruising right along, and before you know it, it's a tie game with a runner in scoring position. You're going to need a little pick-me-up, because I guarantee you he is fuming right now. In fact, you have the camera follow him into the dugout. He's going to light something up down there in between innings, I promise you.
Here's Steven Souza Jr. He drives one into left field. Castillo's going to go back, and that's over his glove. Here comes Cabrera in to score, and Souza's in at second with the double, and the Rays take the lead. Souza on the first pitch drives in the go-ahead run.
And when you follow him into the dugout in between innings, turn the volume down.
Especially now.
Right. Breaking ball, and Souza is able to power it and get it by Castillo. Boy, it didn't look like Rusney Castillo took a very aggressive approach to this. I mean, it was a tough ball to get to. He closed late, but not enough. And the Rays, seemingly dead in the water in this inning, have charged all the way back to take the lead.
There's Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier a line drive right at Pedroia in the 5th inning. Walked the first time, so he's 0 for 1, down 0-1 in the count now. Two strikes. Well, 4 consecutive hits, starting with the Longoria home run. Forsythe singled, then the doubles by Cabrera and Souza Jr. Kiermaier, check, ball in the dirt, runner trying to advance. Souza's going to run into an out there. Souza out at third. The Rays are finished in the 6th, but they pick up 3. A home run from Evan Longoria started the scoring. Cabrera's double drove in a run to tie it. The Rays lead now 3-2. Selected the Data Strong fan photo. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag SS Data Strong fan for your chance to be featured. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Jackie Bradley Jr. leading off the bottom of the 6th in this 3-2 game. A ball, no strikes. It's in there, 1-1. Well, there you have Jackie Bradley Jr. Now 0-50 against the Rays and 3-11 against everybody else. 2-1. Two, fouling a 2-1 fastball right back.
And both of those pitches had a little bit of elevation. This is where Erasmo Ramirez can come with that changeup. You know, he is really, really tough on left-handed hitters because of that changeup. Doesn't mean you have to go with it here, but you certainly could if you wanted to.
And he lays off.
Yeah, that's a nice take by Bradley Jr.
Full count.
Trying to turn around that 0-50. That's a tough number to live with.
It's popped up to the left side. Longoria into the outfield grass, makes the catch. It's It's the first out in the 6th. That'll be the top of the order, Mookie Betts. Betts singled and scored in the first. He is 1 for 2. First pitch strike on a fastball. Nothing in 2. Well, the pitch count for Ramirez 62 through the first 5. He went 3-2 to get Bradley. Now 0-2 on Betts. The ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball by the mound, but right there is Forsythe, and he makes the play for out number 2. Forsythe to Schaefer. 2 outs with the bases empty. Keep up with the pennant races in true HD quality on MLB.tv. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on more than 400 devices with MLB.tv Premium. That's the #1 live streaming sports service. Visit MLB.tv for details. Ramirez wants a new baseball. That one didn't feel just right.
Nothing wrong with that. You know, sometimes you get a baseball, it feels like a golf ball. Other times you get one, you're like, geez, I mean, it feels like a boulder. You got to get that one that you feel like you can manipulate with the tips of the fingers.
Pedroia taking it down 1-0. Do you think that's physical most of the time? Sometimes psychological, but most of the time physical?
I think it's because baseballs, there's a range that they can be in. It's a small range, but a range nonetheless. And you handle enough baseballs during the course of your career, the season, that you get one and this feels big. Mm-hmm. And typically, at least for me, and I think most pitchers in general, you want one that feels on the smaller end or even normal. Yeah. But when you get one at the higher end, you're like, this thing feels like the fastball I got to throw with 3 fingers, and that's no good. So get rid of this thing. You don't like those big ones unless you're going to throw a changeup.
There you are. I was going to say, if you throw a big baseball with 3 fingers, it's just a straight changeup.
Yeah,
just kind of hovers up there.
You want to limit surface area of what can be made contact with.
One and 2, the count to Pedroia. He takes it wide. 2-2. Tapper will be handled in foul territory.
I think the biggest difference that you'll find with the Major League Baseball, as you're coming through the amateur ranks, even into the minor leagues, you feel the seams. Mm-hmm. The seams feel pronounced and like you can really manipulate them. A Major League Baseball, those seams, it's smooth. I mean, it's not. You've got to be really good along those seams because they don't rise up like some of the other leagues.
This is going to be a tough play. Ramirez gets over there, safe. Tried to come down on the bag. Well, that ball hit toward the hole on the right side by Schaefer. Forsythe got there, and Ramirez had to get over there to cover, and Pedroia's aboard.
And Richie Schaefer gave up his position. He goes for the baseball. You see him off the bag. He's going to go and sell out. Can't get there, so that means the pitcher covering. The throw's just a little bit high. I mean, Ramirez a nice job at getting there, but watch the throw just a little bit high, and that pulls him up and off the bag. Not much you could do about that.
So Pedroia is aboard. And here is Bogaerts. Pitch just missed wide. They charge Forsythe with a throwing error.
It's a tough error. You know, especially when you're thinking about Boston at home.
A little tap front of the plate. Maley with the throw down to first to retire Bogaerts. No runs and a man left, and we go to the 7th. 3-2 Rays. To be your home for postseason action with the American League Division and Championship Series. Don't miss a moment of the drama and history. It all begins October 8th on FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Wade Miley on the hill. Kevin Kiermaier shortens, takes the pitch, and that's a strike. One and one. Rays got 3 runs, 4 hits in the 6th. Kiermaier trying to get on here in the 7th to get something going. There's one high and deep down the right side. That's going to reach the seats. It's gone. Kiermaier belts his 9th home run of the year, and the Rays take a 4-2 lead.
What did we say earlier in the game? What Wade Miley was trying to do to Kevin Kiermaier. He was trying to crowd him. Well, guess who noticed? And guess who was laying in wait? Kevin Kiermaier. He had seen enough of those pitches running in, and he was waiting for this one. That ball may have been in off the plate. When you get to a ball in off the plate like that, you were laying for it.
I'll tell you what Kiermaier has done over the last couple of months at the plate. He's made significant strides as a hitter. His defense is so outstanding that that's going to carry the day most of the time. But boy, what we've seen with him over the last couple months since the early part of August has been really impressive.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's learning how to have a quality at bat, how to face left-handed pitching. He's getting more comfortable doing that. He's realizing with 2 strikes, the best thing I can do is just put the ball in play if it's a tough pitch and let my speed perhaps beat out an infield hit. And mistakes, he continues to hit hard. Think about his last at bat was an out.
Yep.
He almost knocked Pedroia out into right field with a line drive.
Maile taking a pitch from Miley in the dirt, a fastball. 1-0. Well, Kiermaier gives the Rays a 2-run lead with that home run. They've hit 2 home runs in the last 2 innings, Longoria and now Kiermaier. And another one in the dirt. A couple of fastballs here have come up short.
Well, it's been the 3rd time through the order all season long that has killed Wade Miley, and it happens again here tonight. He goes in fact, we talked about it last inning, 2 quick outs, 2 outs, nobody on. Got out of that inning down 3-2, then gives up the home run to Kiermaier. He continues to struggle that 3rd time through.
At the end of the bat, a couple of change-ups after 2 fastballs in the dirt. Now the count is even, 2-2. Kiermaier's first home run off a lefty this year, and it comes to lead off this inning. Only at 100 pitches, and here's what you were talking about, BA.
There it is. I mean, look at it, 244, 242, and then it's 302, but it's damage too. I mean, the OPS that 3rd time through, 844, by far and away his worst. That's when teams start to figure him out, and the Rays have certainly done that.
3-2. This one is shot into the gap into left center field. Maile's going to get an extra base on this one. Into second he goes with a stand-up double. Luke Maile picks up his 2nd big league hit. Both have been doubles.
Well, how many times is a pitcher in a 2-2 count, if he comes with the breaking ball, then 3-2, probably going to come with the same thing. And so Luke Maile is waiting for it, and he gets one that hangs up enough. That's not a terrible pitch, but Maile does a great job of going out there and just smacking it out into the gap, getting it all the way to the wall.
So another man in scoring position, and the Red Sox will make a pitching change. Okay, fill up your Polar Pop Cup for just 79 cents. By Just for Men, Mustache and Beard, your best beard ever. And by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Rays have a 4-2 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. Kevin Kiermaier leading off the inning with a home run. 1 out later, Luke Maile picking up a double, and that brings Heath Hembree into this game in relief of Wade Miley. Brandon Guyer will bat against the hard-throwing right-hander. Man in scoring position and 1 out. Upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. 102 pitches for Wade Miley. He gave up 8 hits, 6 of those to the last 7 hitters he faced. Now the bunt foul. Of those 6 hits, 5 were for extra bases, and the single in any other ballpark is also a double.
That's absolutely right. Well, he was very good early on keeping the ball down, and then all of a sudden started to make some mistakes that had some elevation. And the Rays, you got to give credit to them. When they got pitches up in the zone that they could handle, that's what they did, and they handled them well.
One and one on Guyer. Inside 2-1.
Did you
the little flinch?
Did you see the thigh try to meet the baseball? That's how he does it, and he's so subtle. I mean, Brandon Guyer, anything to get on base.
He's been hit 20 times this year. Ground ball headed toward Pedroia. Over to third base goes Maile. 2 gone.
Here's the technique of Brandon Guyer. The fastball that's up and in. Watch the front thigh. Just kind of leans it just a hair. He's very subtle with it, but you also see he's not trying to get out of the way either. And you give credit to him. If you're going to have that part of your game, okay, which is, by the way, I couldn't stand when guys would do that. But most of the time when they would do that, they were full of body armor. Brandon Guyer just goes up there, nothing. He's naked. He's got no padding. He just takes it and heads down to first base.
Well, John Jaso is going to come off the bench to hit for Montauk with the right-hander in. Rays trying to pick up another run.
And John Hirschberg may want to stand. That hair may bite you at this point. Keep the mask on. I'm fascinated by it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Hirschbeck says, you know, I've been doing this since 1983. I'm not sure I've ever seen exactly that do.
And he wasn't talking to John Jason. He was talking to the hair.
So here is Jaso. Pinch hitting. And that is a strike. Jaso drove in 2 runs with an 8th inning double in last night's game. Five for 14 and pinch hitting rolls. There's a liner, and it's caught by Bogaerts, who was on the first base side of second. The shortstop makes the catch in the shift. Rays get a run on the Kevin Kiermaier home run. We're in the middle of the 7th inning at Fenway, and the Rays hold a 4-2 lead. On sports, when Jake Odorizzi goes to the Hill, opening a 3-game series against the Toronto Blue Jays in Toronto. We'll have the game tomorrow night and Sunday. Saturday's game, scheduled start time of that game, falls within the national window, which prevents any local telecast.
Yeah, because who wouldn't want to show
Absolutely.
that game? I mean,
Chris
Chris
Archer,
do that
one.
David Price. I mean, you'd give up any game to do that, but because of the game time, and that's obviously set by the Toronto Blue Jays, you can't televise it. Just not even an option.
Yeah, national package prevents a local entity from broadcasting during that time frame. And the only element that could affect that would be, in this case, the Blue Jays, if they wanted to change the game time, which they don't.
No.
They play all their afternoon games Saturday. Not Saturday night, but Saturday afternoon. They're not going to change the time of the game, and so local broadcasts are prevented by the national package from broadcasting that game, which is unfortunate. Here's Ortiz lining one into the seats, foul up the right side. That'll run the count to 2 strikes on David Ortiz.
Well, the one thing that we are going to do is Dwayne and I are going to leave tickets for each other, and we're going to broadcast the game. We're going to go and broadcast the game to those in our immediate area.
Yeah, and they're very pleased to
tune in
to learn that. Up the right side, and that's foul into the seats. Ortiz, Shaw, and Castillo due up. Close there. Fastball in.
Like it a lot. 0-2. A couple of big swings by Ortiz. Little brush back pitch, and then go right back to work. You don't see that much anymore.
Yeah, that used to be a standard part of the game.
Sure did.
And a swing and a miss. He's going to be tagged out by Maile. 1 away.
That's a great job by Erasmo Ramirez. The brushback pitch, you anger David Ortiz. You move him off the plate a little bit, then you come right back with the breaking ball short, and you get a swing like this. I mean, that ball out of the hand was never threatening the strike zone. And David Ortiz right after it.
Here's Shaw showing bunt with the shift on. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out into the 7th. One and one. Boston scored 2 in the first on the Ortiz home run. Up the left side and toward the stands, out of play. It's 1 and 2. Rays have 4 runs, 8 hits. And Boston 2 runs and 3 hits. And Shaw, who has been a problem for the Rays tonight, has struck out and grounded into a double play. Two and two. It's been Ramirez all the way for the Rays. This will be his 90th pitch of the night. Fly ball, right field. Souza Jr. 2 gone. Well, that changeup, and he was out in front enough to deflate the power.
The mix tonight by Ramirez has been great. He's gone to the changeup at the right times. He's sped guys up with the fastball when he's needed to do that. The breaking ball's been good in the dirt and sweeping it off the plate. I'd say he's been masterful. He made one mistake to David Ortiz in the first inning, and since then he has tightened up the ship, and the Red Sox haven't been able to do much of anything against him.
First pitch to Castillo is a strike. Well, since that first inning, he has not faced more than 4 hitters in any one inning. Here's a ground ball handled by the shortstop Cabrera. 1-2-3. Go the Red Sox in the 7th. 4-2 Tampa Bay. Tonight's game summary brought to you by Golden Diamond Stores. Longoria and Kiermaier have homered tonight for the Rays, and for Erasmo Ramirez, 7 innings of 2-run baseball, just 3 hits. He hasn't walked anybody, and he has 6 strikeouts. Only 2 base runners have reached since the home run by David Ortiz. One on a base hit, the other one on an error. And Matt Barnes is the new pitcher number 3 for Boston.
36 2/3 innings, 35 strikeouts. That opponent's average, though, 325.
And here's Evan Longoria. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Clean Crisp, Coors Light, and the list of American League third basemen all time. Most 20-plus home run seasons. Greg Nettles has 10, and Evan Longoria now 7. Reached the 20 mark in the 6th inning.
Well, his first at bat, he went high off the monster on a similar pitch. Second at bat, he says, you know what, I'm taking it a little bit deeper. And that was number 2-0.
The 4th third baseman in Major League history with 20 home runs in 7 of his first 8 seasons. Eddie Matthews had 8, Chipper Jones 7, Scott Rowland 7, and Evan Longoria joining that group tonight. 2-2. Evan 2 for 3 on the evening. And takes ball 3. Full count. Alex Colomé starts to loosen in the bullpen for the Rays. Up the middle and a base hit. Hit number 3 for Evan. Longoria picking up another hit. He has 3 of the 9.
Just hammers that ball right back up the middle. Barnes leaves that pitch out over the plate. Evan Longoria continues with solid contact. Well, you mentioned those numbers earlier tonight, how he's been swinging the bat as of late. This Rays offense has been clicking right along again.
First pitch to Forsythe. He takes that in. Logan with a couple hits. His average up to 285. It's 1-1. Rays and the Red Sox come into this game 9-9 in the season series. Rays have had only one losing season to the Red Sox since 2008, and that came in 2013 when the Rays were 7-12 against them. With a strike, it's 2-2. The Rays finished 4-5 against Boston at Tropicana Field, and they're 5-4 against them here at Fenway. Another foul ball, holding the count at 2-2. Side out of play again. 4 runs, 9 hits for the Rays. 2 runs, 3 hits for Boston. The Red Sox got 2 in the first. The Rays 3 in the 6th. Another one in the 7th. And a leadoff base hit in the 8th from Evan Longoria. Ground ball right there for it. Pedroia throw to first in time. They get the double play. Sharply hit by Forsythe, and Pedroia was there to start 2.
Well, the decision that Pedroia had was, do I flip this to Bogaerts or take it myself? So he cut out the middleman, but that put him right in line with Evan Longoria going into second base. Here's the ball hit hard by Forsythe. Going to flip? Nope. Going to take it, but here comes Evan. Sliding in, he's able to jump over him and complete the double play with a nice throw.
Pedroia's got the gamer going as well. We saw Porcello last night taking good care of his gamer, and same thing with Pedroia.
Got to stay hydrated with the salt ring.
Cabrera strokes it into left. He has another hit, giving him 2 for 4. He didn't waste any time. Well, the Rays are in double figures again with 10 hits.
I mean, that's the norm now. You're kind of surprised if they don't end up in double digit for hits. And it seems like for the longest time at the beginning of the year, the first 3-4 months of the season, That obviously didn't happen very often, but now it's a regular occurrence, and they're there again.
They're in double figures in 3 of the 4 games here in Boston. Carl Willis makes another trip to the mound. Rays beat the Red Sox on Tuesday 5-2, coming up with 8 hits after they had dropped the first game of the series Monday despite 11 hits. They had 14 hits last night and 10 tonight. Steven Souza Jr. due up. So the meeting on the mound breaks up. A hit for Souza. The RBI doubled in the 6th inning. Strike one, a miss of the slider. Two fastball. Yankees are trying to close to within 3 of the Blue Jays. New York leading the White Sox 3-1. That game is in the top half of the 7th. The White Sox have put a couple men on base, and Dylan Betances is in the game in the 7th inning. Souza the hitter in the 8th here, with Cabrera on first base. Oh, strike 3 call. Got him looking. Rays pick up 2 hits, do not score, leave 1. They lead 4-2. Erasmo Ramirez, 7 innings tonight. He'll depart. He gave up that first inning home run and little else.
That was it. It was a changeup away from David Ortiz. He was strong enough to drive it over the green monster. After that, forget it. He did a great job of manipulating the strike zone and the area just around the strike zone, getting these Boston hitters to get out of and leave their comfort zone. A lot of quick outs, a lot of easy outs, and another tremendous outing by Erasmo Ramirez.
He'll leave it in the hands of Alex Colomé here in the 8th inning, on for the 40th time. Brock Holt leads it off for Boston, their third baseman. Pitch is strike one. "92 pitches for Ramirez, 69 strikes. Now Colomé. Oh, 2. Foul the other way, out of play. Swihart. Blake Swihart is on deck. Hannigan due, but Swihart, a switch hitter, prepares to bat against Colomé. The ball, 2 strikes. That will take care of Holt. Out on strikes.
Well, it wasn't the straight fastball that, it really had the look of a cutter. Probably the backdoor slider by Colomé, but there wasn't a lot of movement to it. Less velocity and subtle movement. And that's how he gets Brock Holt right there. 90 on the corner. That had more of the look of a backdoor cutter than it did an actual slider, but regardless, you pick up a big strikeout. Colomé, he just continues to impress coming out of that bullpen in a newfound role. It's funny how during the course of a season how things change, how they progress, and the change that Alex Colomé was more than willing to make, and going from the starting rotation out to the bullpen, and then now he's at the back end of the bullpen. You don't often see such a seamless transition.
Pitch is wide, 2-0.
And in a good way, Alex Colomé may have pitched himself right out of the starting rotation ever again.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
He's behind Swihart, 2-0. There's strike one.
Well, he gives you the power arm out of the back end, and he's shown the ability to throw strikes, to have good command coming out of the bullpen, because you need that at the end of ball games. You cannot afford a lot of free passes. You've got to be able to come in pounding the zone from pitch one.
Get it up the middle. Right there is Cabrera. Well, they had him defense perfectly, and Swihart hit the ball sharply by the mound and behind second, where Cabrera was already positioned. So 2 gone. It's Alexei Ogando in the Red Sox bullpen. And now Jackie Bradley Jr. Strike at the knees. dirt. 1-1. Yankees are coming in ahead in the bottom of the 7th inning. That's a 3-2 ball game now. Yankees 3 and the White Sox 2. Cleveland has a 6-0 lead on Minnesota in the bottom of the 4th in Minneapolis. Twins had moved to within a game of Houston. There's a little tapper, and it's going to get through the left side. Rays had the shift on for Bradley Jr., and he hit the ball softly to the open spot on the left side.
Boy, just the 3rd hit against the Rays this season.
And 3 for 42.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, it was not a ball that wasn't hit that hard. There's Evan Longoria, nobody else right there as Drupal Cabrera, and he's able to just punch it right by a chopper. Very fortunate on the placement.
Here's Mookie Betts. His single came in the 1st, and he scored on the home run by Ortiz. Swing and a miss. Going to have a scoring change, by the way, on the ball hit by Pedroia in the 6th when Forsythe was charged with an error. They've decided to give Pedroia a base hit on that. They'll remove the error, add a hit to the pitching line of Ramirez. Pitch is down. It's 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Bradley the runner, Betts at the plate. Strokes it into center, but Kiermaier's there and makes the catch, retiring Boston in the 8th, leaving a man at first. 4-2 Tampa Bay.
Immediately following our game, it'll be Rays Live, the post-game show presented by Checkers, hosted by Rich Hollenberg and Orestes Estrada in our Fox studios. We will have sound from the Rays clubhouse, including the manager Kevin Cash and the always smiling Erasmo Ramirez, who went 7 innings for the 3rd consecutive start, first time in his career. And we will have more All that coming up on our Rays Live postgame show presented by Checkers immediately following the last road game on U.S. soil in 2015. Right now, let's go back to Dwayne and BA, guys.
All right, Todd, thank you. Rays will be headed to Toronto immediately following this game for the series over the weekend against the Blue Jays, and then home against the Marlins and the Blue Jays to conclude this regular season. Alexi Ogando will make his 61st appearance of the year for Boston. And here in the ninth, Kevin Kiermaier will open it, coming off the home run he hit against Wade Miley his last time up. And a line base hit into center. First pitch fastball. Kiermaier ready for it, and he is aboard. On for the third time. A walk to go with the home run, and now a single.
That's coming off of a 3-for-4 game last night.
Well, Schaefer's due up, but James Loney will bat. So Schaefer lifted after an 0 for 3. Toss and Kiermaier back in. The home run by Kevin in the 7th, his first off the lefty this year, and the second home run he has hit off a lefty in his career. He draws the attention of Ogando once again. Ogando keeping an eye on Kiermaier. Ogando is in the game here on Monday. Gave up 3 runs, didn't get anybody out, a couple of walks and 2 hits. This one cued the other way. Tommy Lane, Noe Ramirez up. Lane, the left-hander. Upstairs, 1-1. Loney did not face Ogando in that outing on Monday. Over to first. So Ogando has Kiermaier on his mind. He missed with a fastball. Pretty good velocity there at 94, but he has had his issues lately.
This Boston bullpen, this streak that they've been on, the starters have been pretty good overall. The offense has scored a bunch of runs. The bullpen has struggled mightily, and it continues to do so.
Fastball over the plate and foul.
Thankfully, because too many fastballs out over the plate have been hammered against this bullpen, and that's what the Rays have taken full advantage of that. Get the starters out of the game, get into the bullpen, and either lengthen the lead or explode and take the lead. And that's been the struggle. You think about Tazawa has been shut down. Koji Uehara nowhere to be found right now. Obviously, two mainstays to the back end of that bullpen.
Kiermaier goes. Pitch is wide, and the throw will not be in time. He's in head first, picking up his 19th stolen base of the year.
I wonder if they'll end up taking a look at this, because the throw was caught against the body of Kevin Kiermaier. So we'll have to see where his hand was, but they got rid of it quick. And the catch here, you see the jump off and running, Swihart up and out, and that ball caught up against the body. Was the hand to the bag? That's awfully close. This will be a good shot of it. He may be out. May be out.
It looks that way, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. That ball into the glove of Bogaerts as it was on the thigh of Kevin Kiermaier. This may not go well for the Rays. And that's funny. Kevin was just looking up right there at the Jumbotron, and I think saw the shot that may say that he is out.
So that's going to be the case. So he's caught stealing. Still an 18 on the year. It's the 5th time he's been thrown out. So the challenge results in the call being overturned. The review here in the 9th. You know, that's interesting. It hit Kiermaier, and you know, that's another element of that play. There's the tag. Now Loney is out on strikes for the second out. So 2 outs with the bases empty, and the hitter is Luke Maile. One ball, no strikes. Brad Boxberger up in the bullpen. Miley started, gave up all 4 runs in 6 1/3. Hembree, Barnes, and Ogando have followed. 2-1. Ground ball to short. Bogaerts plays this one to first, and the Rays are out in the 9th inning. They do not score. It's 4-2 Tampa Bay. wrapping up the series at Fenway, and they hold a 4-2 lead moving into the bottom of the 9th inning. A 3-run 6th and another run in the 7th. The Rays got home runs from Evan Longoria and Kevin Kiermaier, and a great start from Erasmo Ramirez. 7 innings, 2-run, 4-hit baseball. Column A for an inning. Now changes as we go to the 9th. James Loney in there to play first base in the 9th inning. And Brad Boxberger on the hill looking to close this one out.
Well, he is on for the 66th time. He's got 37 saves and 43 chances. Big strikeout numbers, 72 in 59 innings. And we're going to be facing here the middle part of this Boston lineup, so he gets the save here tonight. He will have earned it.
Dustin Pedroia leads off the 9th, and the first pitch is inside. Boxberger got the final out last night in a 6-2 decision. It's a shot foul into the seats. A 1-1 count. Two and one. Ground ball shortstop. Cabrera will make this play, and one out. Boy, that's a big out here in the bottom of the 9th with Bogaerts and Ortiz coming up. Very big out to get Pedroia.
Especially because you were behind in a count 2-1. I mean, you're flirting with some danger there because one, like you said, one swing of the bat with these guys. You want them coming to the plate with nobody on. Do whatever they're going to do, but with nobody on base.
Bogaerts 2 of 6 against Boxberger. He extended his hitting streak last night in the 9th inning to 12, and he is 0 for 3 tonight. Takes the ball 1-0.
And how about 2 for 6 with 4 strikeouts?
Yeah.
So it's base hit or punch out. No in between.
That's a strike at the knees. Takes the change up, 1-1.
That's the combo for Boxberger. The fastball, the changeup. We saw in the middle part of the season him start to bring out a breaking ball. Have not seen that a whole lot here recently.
Too low. 2-1. Ortiz is on deck. Ball 3. 3-1. And ball 4 is wide. Bogaerts walks. And the Red Sox do get that base runner. The first walk given up by Rays pitching tonight, and it comes at a very difficult time. David Ortiz, who homered in the first, will be up here in the 9th.
Now he homered off a changeup the other way. That would be all that Erasmo Ramirez would give up.
Well, Boxberger had to get him last night. Pitch is down. Boxberger got Ortiz on a fly ball to the left. to end last night's game. He faces him in the 9th tonight. 1 on with 1 out. And around his feet.
Well, that's the one thing that's a concern, and that's why the visit here to Brad Boxberger, the misses have been not real close. Some of the misses to Bogarts well off the plate. That fastball was yanked. And, you know, when you get misses like this, you start to think about a pitcher trying to be a little bit too fine, trying to be too perfect.
A 2-0 count. On ball 3.
Well, you know he's going to have the green light, so make a quality pitch here. He will be swinging.
Xavier Cedeno starts to throw. That's a strike. The fastball on the inner part of the plate on the corner. That was the matchup over 4 at-bats. The 3-1. Ground ball right side. Long throw to second out there. Back to first, double play. And the Rays win this one as Boxberger, after falling behind, comes up with the double play ball.